What's up guys, today is an exciting video. We're going to be going through all the derivatives that are coming out right now after the wolf game, whale game, bear game, cat and mouse game, and maybe like 10 others that are coming out that I've been seeing. Which ones actually has potential, right? As somebody who has gotten into wolf game in the minting stage, I have some kind of perspective on which one actually can work out. I'm actually buying one of these. So I'm going to be going into that. So yeah, I'm going to give you my perspective on and analyzing some of that so you can see where I'm coming from. Having that said, please go down below and like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications if you like this kind of content. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, before I jump into the derivatives and some of the copycats that came out, some of the promising ones, let's go a little bit into, take a quick 30-second intro to what is the wolf game. Why did something like this blow up in the way it did? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, wolf game is a game that really came out like less than 2 weeks ago, okay? And the reason why it took off the way it did, many people just keep saying that, oh, it's a new concept, but there's things coming like that all the time in NFTs, right? They always say, this is the first of this kind, this is the first time this is represented here. Here's contractors, here's this, here's that. But the reason why I think this one was special is because it was able to not just be some kind of new concept, but it takes the trifecta of the overall main sectors of hype in the entire crypto space and combine them into one. Now, I know that sounds very advertising, but let me explain what I mean. Okay, so why do people come into crypto? There's a whole part with like people that have billions of dollars and then putting into every month right now at this point in DeFi, right? Yield. People leave the money in their bank, they get zero. If they put it into any kind of even simple DeFi without getting into some Ponzi-nomics, but just like let's say sushi or something like that, they can get 10-15%. Okay, there's yield. Then there's the whole part about games. Games are going to be in the blockchain, right? This is like the new way. You can have an economy out of it. It's so much more exciting. Then there's a whole pool of people that are coming from the gaming sectors, third world countries, entrepreneurs in gaming, and boom, boom, boom. Okay, game. And then there's NFTs, which, as we know, needs no introduction for this year. It has completely blown up, right? But something like this sits in all three. It is DeFi, NFT, and gaming, right? And you might be able to argue like, oh, this is not a great game, it's not a great yield because it's not sustainable, it's not a great NFT because blah, 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 it has contract. But it was able to appeal to anyone who's interested in these sectors and bring them into one, right? That's where I think the magic lied, and it to kind of like blow up in the way it did at such quick notice, right? So that's the first thing. So with that being said, how did they do this? Basically, they had 10,000, when you mint, you got 10,000, NFTs, right? Wolves and sheep. Wolves you get 1,000 out of those 10,000. It's about like 10% wolves, 90% sheep, etc. Okay, you got to mint those. Now, here's the part. Every day you earn 10,000 wool. So wool is basically you get by staking the NFT or putting them into the barn, right? As they called it. You leave them in the barn, they're safe, and they collect wool every day. The way the wolves collect wool is because whenever you try to shear your wool, right, you take out your wool so you can use it, you can purchase stuff with it, like sheep or other items, or just sell the wool, the wolves get 20% tax. So all wool divided by the 1,000 wolves, all wool divided by the 1,000 wool, it gets split there. Okay, cool. That's where the yield comes in, right? So this is the way they did this, and I would even go on to add one more note to this before I move to the next thing is, initially, a lot of the people, I don't know if everybody felt this, but I did, is I know what it felt like to miss out on something like Kongs, right? I have a small business that I run normally, and that's my day-to-day work, and I remember thinking like, wow, a one Kong holding a Genesis Kong is able to match the recurring income I get from my entire business. That took me like 3 years to build, right? So that was insane when I came across that idea. And when this came, I had that same snap. And I think that's what applied to a lot of people that also got to hype up in this stage. They think like, okay, no, this is not impossible. That this might be possible if you can sustain this, because if it kept going, you're basically getting like 4 ETH every other day for every one sheep, right? Which is insane. All right, let's move forward. The game starts. Thousands of sheep, wolves compete on a farm in the metaverse, templating price for wool. Okay, and then I'm just going into a little bit of like how they made it. Wolves can steal your wool. That's the 20% tax, etc. And it was really cool, right? Like the concept, the way they came out of it, the way they executed it. It came out of nowhere, and it was really awesome. Okay, what happened then? Well, this is when we started to come into problems. I mean, first one is the recurring wool that you got and what it could buy is not sustainable, right? It's every other day you could get a sheep, and at the highest point the sheep was 4 ETH, which is insane, right? And it says here, this was the first really like the hint at this not working out. Greetings, you have sheared 32 million wool 24 hours into it, and there's some max supply of 5 billion. That should have been, like, now looking back, I'm like, why didn't I get a red flag from that? That's way too, like, that means the game is like, it's not gonna run more than a month max, right? Okay, problems came. There's a smart contract bug along with the game not being sustainable, etc. New Wolf game got released, and they began a new thing now, which is basically going into that, wait, where am I going? The new Wolf will bring rich new opportunities and strategize prosper while greatly benefiting the original players of the game. Gen 0 sheep, you roast the lands, and they're yours, which you live on. So Gen 0 can get these kind of free drops, more to say, right? Like land, they can get farmers, etc., etc. Okay, so that's how they were rewarding the people who minted, right? Instead of really keeping in the same plane, because for a while it was the same price, Gen 0 and Gen 1. And I had made a comment like during that hype that if you buy Gen 0, you'll get rewarded. And that took place for some time until things went even more down. They offered land and these kind of Genesis plots, and basically eventually it came to the level 2 of this game, where basically now it's all in wool pouches, so they can like throttle down the amount of wool you get, so it's not like unsustainable. And the idea is this will make a long-term more game. It'll still have passive income capabilities into it, but it's not nearly what it was sought out to be. Okay, cool. With this kind of hype, when you have some project take off with this kind of intensity, there's bound to be copycats. I mean, there's copycats for far less hype in the NFT market right now, right? So this was like, there's no way this was gonna slip by with just that. All right. So while that started to happen, just had a few more slides. One of the derivatives, now we're getting into the derivatives now, is cat and mouse, right? The way the marketing worked for these derivatives is really cool. Like, I mean, they didn't need to do anything. Like, there's no paid nothing. They just had to attach at the climax of the hype. They just had to attach themselves with one tag, right? In a race between cat and mouse, the mouse mostly wins because the cat runs for its food while the mouse runs for its life. Purpose more important than need. Instead of fighting for scraps of wool, get the whole cheddar wheel in the game of cat and mouse. I really like how like they played this, and I mean several projects did this, but it has to be like this has to get some recognition, because the way like you nail the marketing for something hype like this is in your play of words, right? And if you look at how they talk throughout the entire thing, you'll see like I personally feel like cat and mouse, the way they word the game, right? Like Wolf game, they also do a little bit of wording, the shepherd, and makes it like, part of the game. I feel like do it one of the best. Like the way they mention and the jokes they make, this might be a little bit cheesy, but something like here it is. This might sound a little bit cheesy, but the art of cheddar is really great. Even though that sounds like something like, okay, shit, like it's just a tweet, but I think it goes big into these hype times, because that's what their marketing is. That tweet started all the people. I mean, the number of people who liked this tweet is crazy. Look, 474 tweets when this project didn't even exist a day before, right? Okay, so what happened then? A brave little mouse doing his part in the cat and mouse game. Last art sample, open Discord. Stay tuned for the Discord whitelist. Cool. Okay. Here's where I think this project is going. All right. Couple of people that talked about it that I want to highlight. Cat and mouse will either be a huge ass rug or an insane come up. I completely agree. And from what we've been seeing so far, it's easier to get rugged in these projects. I mean, come on, it's copycats, guys. If you think you're going to be a long-term holder and get a 10x on this, think again, right? This is about really about who can sell faster than the others, right? In a way, there's only one caveat to it, which I'll get into in a second. One thing that can make a difference and for you to consider a long-term hold, which I'll get into it. Okay, the brave little mouse doing his part. Okay, no, we already went over this part. Cat and mouse NFT already deploying. Oh man, wait. Let's play some cat and mouse game. So yeah, so basically people are talking about it. It started getting more hype and stuff. And I think like some very big Twitter accounts followed it. Like, you know, these guys, this guy right here, Elijah Wood, almost 1 million followers, crazy. And they're into, you know, they follow cat and mouse, you know, they're into their Discord and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. So like, you know, you can see how crazy the hype can go. I mean, Wolf game reached all the way to Gary Vee, came on like some big news channels and everything like that. All right. Now, a little thing that makes this one different, right? They went on to actually say that, hey, we are actually letting you guys know who our team is. The team behind is fully dedicated to this project. The lead project is Trevor K. Smith. This is where I started to pay attention to this guy. It was just literally like, you know, like I was paying attention to them. I was seeing them. I actually like commented cat and mouse tweet a couple of days ago because they were looking like they're doing a lot of the stuff correct. But this is where I became like, okay, this is the deal breaker if I'm going to actually buy or not. Because if they're going to dox the person who's behind it and it's somebody who's credible, who has a track record of executing, then I felt like, okay, this could be something. And here's why. I went on to search Trevor, a cat and mouse game. I came across the first LinkedIn right here, Trevor Smith. And this is the guy, and I wasn't really sure what the hell's going on because he doesn't look like a mouse. But then I found him from the official Discord of theirs, and this is the actual guy. He is a cybersecurity analyst. Kind of funny the types of walks of life you come from, and now you're building cat and mouse. It's like, good job on your college education. I mean, I'm not shaming him. I'm just saying like crazy, like the hype of NFT markets, like people from cybersecurity. Okay, anyways. So he's a data center engineer. Okay, so this is where I got bullish on this project, is because this is a guy that already has a technical background. And this whole stunt is a technical stunt. Wolf game is a technical stunt. It's not a marketing gimmick they did. They didn't need any marketing. The project was the marketing. It really is. Cat and mouse, what they could do is take this hype, and if they're able to fix and make something sustainable, and if they can keep up the type of clever wittiness, whoever in the team is doing the wittiness wordplay, that will be they have the elements of making an epic project, right? If you have like a clever, creative person, an artist, I mean, you don't have to be fucking Picasso for this stuff. I mean, you almost have to downplay your stuff, but that's the simplicity of it. And you can make a game out of it along with somebody who can actually execute on the technical side. They have the elements. Now it's just about if the community is going to trust them to not sell, and if they're going to actually come with some kind of sustainable move, right? Which I feel like they're trying to show it. At least they're trying to show that, hey, we are something long-term. We're showing who we are. The rest of the team doxed themselves to him, and et cetera, et cetera. So when I go into cat and mouse, and you kind of see like, their Discord is insane. 34,000 people. This didn't exist a week ago. Insane. Okay, so the hype is crazy. I know that a good percentage of people could hold, right? Like usually if it's like, let's say 5,000, 6,000 people, I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, like some people could hold, but I think this is gonna go. I mean, some people are gonna start letting these go, at mint price or if lower sometimes. I don't know why they do that, but they do. But this one, okay, it has some potential. Now going on to the other one that I have at play, which actually already dropped. This is why I wanted to wait to make this video until this one already drops, because Whales game, again, had a lot of bullish stuff. People were talking about it. People are getting into it. Again, their Discord had quite a few, people in it, right? Like not as much as Cat Game, but they had what, over 10,000, right? Yeah, 22,000 people. I mean, that's still insane. But didn't really see anything that put themselves apart, right? Like this guy, AutoSwen, I've been looking at him a little bit these couple of days. Man, this guy talks so much. I have to like follow him, unfollow him just to like get a break. But anyways, second bounce on Wool. Okay, he's talking about Wool and stuff. Wolf game dead, Fox game flop, Wolf game broken, Bear game. So I heard about some people really bullish on Bear game and stuff like that. They did have the first mover advantage. Let's see how they're doing right now. I haven't looked at them and stuff. Like, there you go, guys. There you go. Like just remember, this is a copy. In the end of the day, everybody's looking to make the quick buck. Right? People are already jaded in NFTs, right? From all the swings and stuff. Many people didn't, make the money, lost it all, stuff like that. They're not in the holdest stage. We have enough data at this point to know that most projects are not gonna go to 50 ETH like Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? That was like an exception. The best projects after that barely scratch 10 ETH. So people if they see a 10x, that's like sell time. Whales game, okay, mention aside, I'll give you all the general idea, reasoning behind it. We removed the bots so nobody could manipulate. You get every 10th one is a whale. So they were trying to make some kind of way that you would like make it fair, so you can't just mint all the whales and stuff like that. But then they got a contract exploit after saying all this, right? So anybody who was even remotely thinking that this might be one to hold a little bit was like, I mean, contract exploit, holy shit, I already got the mint, let me sell real quick. That was outsy, okay? All that being said, going back to my profile a couple of days ago, let me see where I said that. Here, I wanted to better reply, because some people comment on my YouTube like, oh, are you in Bear game? Are you in this? These are the top 3 that I had: Fox game, Cat and Mouse, Whale game, in this order, right? I didn't really, like, I looked at some of the other ones. I didn't actually look at Bear game until somebody mentioned about it, so I didn't even know that one. I mean, didn't work out that well either. Whale game, if you look at it right now, where are they? Not looking that great, right? 0.04, I think the mint price was something like 0.06, whatever. It's under mint price, that's all that matters. Not looking that great. If you look at the activity, 0.06, 0.06. I mean, they're holding up a little bit. Some people are getting whales for 0.2, it's struggling. But they have a lot of volume coming up, 3, 4, 7 minutes and stuff like that. But it's still struggling. It's not going up the way I wouldn't buy in right now, for example, right? With the track record they had and the stuff they did. All that being said, guys, we're almost at 20 minutes, and I'm gonna try, please comment below, please comment below, because I don't know if this is what to do about this. I'm usually somebody who's gonna take a long time to talk, but if you guys generally want videos that are like 5 to 10 minutes, let me know. I will put preparation that way, and I don't do this kind of one take, then it'll be a little bit faster, we'll get right into the meat and bones. But if you don't mind me blabbering a little bit, let me know as well, please, it'll help me. And I will make these videos, usually it'll be 15 to 20 minutes, because that's my natural way of explaining things. Having that said, lastly guys, this is what I'm doing. I did get the whitelist for both Fox, wait, which ones did I get? I think it was Fox and Cat and Mouse. I didn't go for the Fox one. I just didn't pull the trigger, even though, I wanted to be sure I have my options, but didn't. But I am gonna mint the Cat and Mouse one. And here's the final thing that's important. How am I minting? I'm buying 2, right? They're going for, I think, like 0.7 ETH, and I'm gonna be putting 0.14, 0.15 ETH, with the gas program at least 0.2 ETH basically. But that's just to let you know my conviction on it, right? I mean, whitelist can only do that, but there's other ways you can actually, do more whitelist and whatnot, but I'm not doing that stuff, right? Just getting 2, and I'm looking to flip one at 2x, and the other one I'm gonna hold for like a 5x, basically. That's what I'm looking forward from this. If it happens, it happens, but given what, it is a risky play, right? Very last point, and I'm ending the video, guys. If you watched it full this far, Please go down below and like and subscribe. Hit the bell notifications if you want to get these kind of more content. Last thing I'll make, with all this being said, you know, wolf game, cat game, the last thing I'll say, guys, I called on the mint of the wolf game. I called on the Gen 0, Gen 1, right? There was the same price, I called it, and then the price for Gen 0 went up, and Gen 1 was staying around 3.5 ETH, Gen 0 is going to 4 ETH, etc., something like that. Now I'm making my call for this. No matter what happens with all these other derivatives, it is marketing for wolf game. I mean, no matter what anybody says, it is marketing for the wolf game. After you got migrated, you got trashed. People are pissed off right now because the people who I staked all my sheep are still all here, right? I just migrated them, and I staked it the whole time. I shouldn't have, probably should have sold, but I staked it the whole time, and I got trashed for it, right? Like basically the ones that got migrated went to 0.7 ETH, and the ones that are from the original one are at a higher price. I forgot where it is right now. Wolf game, I don't know. Oh, here, 2.4. See, so people who held got trashed. So they didn't really reward their loyal ones, basically, right? Having that said, in the end, all the marketing that's done for all of these, it's gonna come back to wolf game, right? The more derivatives come out and fail, it's gonna come back to this. So here's what I would say: if you have a good amount of ETH and you're like, I want just an easy play, I'm not trying to guess which one is gonna be the one that actually makes the gameplay. The one who makes the gameplay, what I mean is gonna be able to execute the next step. That's what we're talking about here, right? Like if cat and mouse really blows up, you know what that means? That means they executed the next step, the next game theory, right? It's not gonna be the same kind of stuff like just like copy paste. It's not about just like it's wrong because it's copy paste. It's because the person who's gonna be able to figure out the change that's gonna make it actually work, make it exciting, make people come in for the long term is gonna be the one that wins. And the one that, from what I've seen so far, the one I'm gonna have to bet on is the team behind who was able to come up with the entire concept in the first place. Hope that makes sense, right? In the investing world, they call it like bet on the jockey, bet on the best jockeys over and over again, right? This is why an entrepreneur, when they make their first business, it's hard to raise capital. But after they've executed their first one or two businesses, the third one is easy to raise capital. Elon Musk, if he says like the next thing I'm gonna build, it's called like boring. He just comes out with something, I'm gonna dig tunnels, billions of dollars will flow in. Why? Because he's executed insane stuff. I know these are not Elon Musk, but similar kind of concept. Wolf Game, in the end, they're the team that came up with the new concept, and they're the team that came behind it. If I had like, hey, I'm gonna put 1 ETH and I'm looking to get a, you know, like a more secure 2-3x on this, I would go and buy the migrated wolf, a Gen 0 sheep, 4.7, right? If you have 1 ETH to spend on this and you're looking to put into one of these projects, I personally would say this. Here's my other call then, guys. At 0.7, I'll buy one migrated sheep and let that ride and see what happens. Because we already know the ones that have less thing, the migrated ones, you're getting the wolf, you're getting the sheep and the wool that's been staked for the last, I don't know how many couple of days. Like you're getting like 30, like if you get, like if I sell my sheep right now, right? Next week from this sheep, you're gonna get 60,000 wool because they've been staked, right? 60,000 wool is actually a lot. I mean, look at do the price for that. 1 second, guys. That's what you're getting with the migrated one. 60,000 times 0.10. You're getting $6,000 in just wool. So the sheep is basically free. If you didn't understand that, just read the white paper, go in the Discord, or ask a question below, I'll answer it. But basically, the migrated ones right now are undervalued, I would say, right? Undervalued at this point. And if you were to get that, I think like it's pretty much, it should, from the way it plays out, it should go to at least like 2 ETH. Basically, at least should go to what the price of these are, the other ones. Because the other ones, you don't even get the wool, you're just getting the sheep. That's it. 25 minutes, ship go. Good job. Probably left everybody. Everybody's probably gone right now. But if you're here, you know my alpha, what I personally believe. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please go down below, like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.